Mid American Patriot. If this content offends you, then you may need testosterone.
Welcome to Mid American Patriot. I'm Tim O'Neill. We kick off tonight with the No Kings rally that happened this past weekend. Protesters and agitators rallied for their regular No Kings rally, and about 75 people arrested in downtown Los Angeles following their little protest. That's according to the LAPD and KTLA. The arrests occurred after a peaceful march turned into an unlawful assembly with about 66 adults and 8 juveniles arrested for failing to disperse, plus one idiot brought a weapon. So, here at Mid American Patriot, we do have a king and we do have a president. Our king is Jesus, and President Trump is, of course, our president. And it's a shame that the dim-witted left can't grasp that little distinction. And now on to the latest from Iran. President Trump delivered a tough ultimatum to Tehran, and that was to open the Strait of Hormuz for business. And that had to happen by April 6, or they get to face total destruction of Iran's electrical plants, oil wells, and key export terminal, Karg Island. Trump warned Iran, no more games. President Trump says great progress has been made in talks, but he won't hesitate to obliterate Iran's energy infrastructure, and if they keep blocking global oil shipments, they're going to face some real punishment from the U.S. And of course, Iran rejected the reasonable U.S. peace proposals as unrealistic and excessive. Tehran continues to play games, while their blockade of the Strait of Hormuz drives up energy prices worldwide. The Strait of Hormuz blockade is hurting American drivers. Iran's closure of the critical waterway covers about 20% of global oil and is the main reason gas prices remain painfully high in the Midwest for families and truckers. Trump gave Iran one last chance for peace with a firm April 6th deadline, and the president is pushing hard for the deal that will end this chaos and bring oil prices back down. So we're getting mixed signals from Tehran. Iran publicly dismisses U.S. proposals, while private talk suggests that they desperately need a way out of this conflict that they helped create. And what we're looking at here is strong leadership versus weakness. Unlike past administrations that let Iran run wild, Trump is using real pressure to protect American interests and reopen vital oil routes. In other news, Delaware Judge Kathleen McCormick caught in a little bias scandal. So Chancellor McCormick allegedly used a support emoji on a LinkedIn post celebrating a big loss for Elon Musk. The judge's social media activity raises red flags. McCormick reportedly reacted positively to a post about a jury verdict that could cost Musk up to $2 billion over his 22 Twitter acquisition tweets. Now, Elon Musk's team accuses the judge of being prejudiced, and his lawyers have highlighted that the judge's LinkedIn behavior and a court staffer's anti-Musk quote-unquote like demanding she step aside from her multiple Tesla shareholder lawsuits. The case involves Musk's Tesla pay package and Twitter deal. And the lawsuit challenges Musk's massive compensation at Tesla and claim his tweets during the 22 Twitter purchase misled investors. So the judge denies bias, of course, but she ended up resigning the cases. So McCormick insists that she's not biased and even dismissed one suit against Musk last year. Yet she handed off the cases due to heavy media attention. And this just shows a pattern of targeting Musk in a Delaware court. This is the same judge who previously tried to avoid Musk's huge Tesla pay package, raising fresh questions about activist judges going after successful innovators. And now on to the world stage. Japan catches a Chinese survey ship snooping in disputed waters. Japan's Coast Guard spotted China's oceanographic survey ship, the Xingyang Hong 22, operating inside Japan's exclusive economic zone near the Senkaku Islands. Lots of fun words to process and to say. Anyhow, the Chinese vessel conducting the suspicious activity was seen extending pipe-like and wire-like equipment into the sea just 37 nautical miles from the Yotsuri Island in the Senkaku chain. Japan issued a strong warning stating that the ship had to stop unauthorized marine research and leave the area immediately. And of course, China ignored Japan's sovereignty and still ignores Japan's sovereignty. And Beijing continues provocative moves in waters Japan rightfully controls, while claiming the same islands as the Diaoyu Islands. Again, these words, I don't know. I'm trying my best. Nevertheless, ongoing aggression in the East China Sea, the latest incursion adds to China's pattern of pushing boundaries and testing Japan's resolve in disputed territories. Japan stands firm. Tokyo is actively monitoring the vessel and repeating its demands, showing a strong defense of its territory amid rising tensions with an increasingly aggressive China. And let's talk about the gas relief coming. Gas prices are still painfully high for American families. The national average for regular unleaded now sits at about $3.99 a gallon, up nearly a full dollar in the past month thanks to the Iran conflict and the recent Valero refinery explosion. So, when will relief finally come? We can forecast that noticeable drops at the pump could start in late April to May of 2026 if Trump's April 6th deadline forces Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and the ceasefire takes hold. Bigger price relief expected by mid-year, and a real sustained plunge in gas prices is more likely by May through July 2026 once the war premium fades and oil starts to flow normally again. Pre-war levels are still months away, but getting back to the more affordable $2.80 to $3.20 range will probably happen in around fall, if we're honest with each other, and assuming that the conflict winds down quickly. What will move the needle? The number one factor is reopening the Strait of Hormuz, and that is a critical waterway that carries 20% of the world's oil, and its closure is the main reason that prices are spiked right now. So, Trump's tough negotiations are definitely key in this situation. A genuine ceasefire or a successful 15-point deal would remove the war risk, lower oil futures, and finally bring cheaper gas to the Midwest. American energy dominance will definitely help. If we ramp up domestic drilling and production under the Trump policies, this will add supply and cushion future shocks from unstable foreign regimes. The refinery recovery matters too. Once the damaged Valero plant back in Port Arthur is fully back online, it will ease the squeeze on gasoline and diesel supplies here at home. So that is the news for this evening. Stay vigilant, stay informed. We are Mid American Patriot. Get some.
Mid American Patriot. Get some.